Welcome back to the channel. Today's Sunday, which means another chart breakdown. Let's get into it. So let's start US30. Let's start in the daily time frame. So you already know how the market move. We've been covering this pair for a while. We had, after this lower low, we had a lower high, then we had a higher low, and then we had a straight push to the upside, right? So right now, price is at a higher high on the daily time frame. We had a consolidation, which was a 23.6 pullback on the fib, which equal a continuation, right? So we know that we're on a higher high right now on the daily time frame, so we can modify fib. So now we're looking for a pullback to somewhat 38.2% or steeper. Maybe not too steep due to the fact that we have support. We have two support levels right here. Also, we have a consolidation zone, right? So that's hence why I do not have a line here. I just have it. I have one support level here and one resistance level here, and we have a consolidation zone. So price made a new higher high, and we have two bearish candles which solidify resistance. So now we can go down to the H4 time frame, and we see price was moving bullish, higher high, higher low, higher high. Let's just mark it off. Sorry about that. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, high. Tested the same high due to the fact of sellers pushing price down. Buyers did not have more momentum to push price above this higher high, right? So then we had a break of this support, which created a lower high point. A lower low point, and now we had a lower high point, and now price is trilling towards a lower low, right? So price wants to go towards a lower low, but if we go down to the H1 time frame, hence why I have a bullish fib here, which was we had after this break of resistance here. Let me mark this off. After this break of resistance, we had price push to a higher high point, and then we have a 100% retrace, right? Where let me get rid of this. Where we're at 100% retrace. If we get a bearish candle, being that we already closed bearish here, if we get another solid bearish candle, then we know we're going to the downside. Hence why I have this arrow pointing down here, right? So we're kind of consolidating here. Not kind of. We are consolidating here. Hence why I have a alert here. If price does break above here, then we can continue for the uptrend. If price break below here, then it's pretty obvious, not pretty obvious, but it's a good chance that price wants to push, price will push down, right? So sellers will step in and push price down, which will create to aim towards that higher low point on the daily time frame as to what we're waiting for, right? So we're waiting for a pullback on the daily time frame to create a higher low point, daily, weekly time frame, right? So we know we have to get to lower time frames, and we have to break down the lower time frames to make up the higher time frames, right? Hence why we are on the H1 time frame and the H4 time frame, M30 time frame, such and so on and so forth, right? We do have that price is below the MA. So we had price break the MA, come back below the MA, but we didn't have price break the MA again. So if we break the MA again, then we know we can look for buys towards the upside. And if we stay below the MA, then we know we're looking for sells. So we just want to wait for market open and see what happens when that time comes. Moving on to gold. So I did cut my pairs in half. I was covering too much pairs. I was all over the place. So it's good to keep two pairs to trade, right? Hence why I have US30. I have three pairs right now due to the fact of having gold, GBPUSD, and US30, only because I know a lot of people trade it, so I want to make the breakdown. So I may trade these three pairs, but I think I'm gonna stick to two, right? So moving on to gold, right? So on the H4 time frame, we have consolidation, daily time frame, weekly time frame. So we've been consolidating for weeks, right? Maybe even months. Yeah, definitely months. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks is a month, so definitely months we've been consolidating, right? So all we can do right now is make up higher time. Go to the lower time frames to see if we can get some trades. So we have price breaking a resistance here, right? Pulling back, making a high low point, hence why we have this here, this hump. And now we're in the H1 time frame, and now we're just following this this bullish trend, right? So we want to see price pull back and create a high low point so we can continue to the upside, right? So I know this is a bad stigma, or this is just a bad thing to do, where I have a higher high, higher low, high, same thing, but we have a lower high point here, and I'm anticipating a break. I'm anticipating a break to make up that higher time frame, higher low point, pullback, to create a higher low point to then continue upside. So I'm counter trend trading right now, which is definitely high risk. So I will mark that off. High risk, counter trend trade, CTT. Right? So I'm gonna wait. Okay, so I'm gonna drag and put this here. I'm also going to make a note of H4 is bullish. H4 bullish. H1 bullish. And M30 bullish. No, M15 bearish. So wait, what? Oh, okay. I was taking so much update. Okay, so M15 being bearish, meaning this is just a counter trend trade, and this is just a counter trend to make up them high time frames to create a higher low point. Hence why I have this alert here for the break. I'm going to take the breakout trade and go from there and see how that plays out. Let's move on to GBPUSD. So let's go to the daily time frame. So we had a consolidation here, then price broke out, made a higher high point. Excuse me. Made a higher high point, and now we're experiencing a pullback, right? So daily, we could go to H4, H1 to see more data, and we clearly see we was making lower lows and lower highs, right? Making up bearish structure, right? So we slap on support level here because we had like, let's make this a zone. Okay, I've been filling the zones lately. Okay, so we could go here. Yep, bottom of this wick. Okay, so cool. So we had a support here, right? We had a resistance consolidation. This was just a consolidation at the end of the day, right? This was just a consolidation zone. Price broke out to the downside, came up, made a lower high point, right? And wait, what? Okay, why does this look like this? Okay, so price created a lower high point and then continued down to the downside, right? And that was just the makeup of the pullback for the H4 in the daily time frame, right? So we're making up the swing higher low for the daily time frame, hence why we have H1 pullback. So right now we're sitting at, let me move this out the way. We're sitting at 61.8%, where price have up until the 100%. So I'm going to mark this off here just to remind myself how far we can go, right? So, okay, I already had it marked up here, but why it's not visible? Okay, make it visible on the daily. So let's see now. Okay, so I had two, I already had one here. So I need to get rid of one of them. Okay. Okay, good. So we have that there, right? So we know that price can pull back all the way to the 100%, right? Being that we're already at a lower low, that we're already low, and we already at 61.8% retrace, we definitely have to keep an eye out and see if price is going to continue bearish or price is going to reverse. We really want to anticipate the turnaround, the breaker structure to the upside to make up that daily time frame higher low point to continue up, right? Being that we're already at a higher low point on, we're already at 61.8% on the daily time frame. So hence why I have an alert here for the upside if price breaks this resistance. And then, so let's see. So I'm looking for somewhat like this, and continuation up to get in on the uptrend. And being that the MA is very close, price can probably consolidate a bit and wait for the MA to catch up, break the MA, pull back, and break the MA again to continue to the upside, right? So we're more intact for buys, or we're more intact to sit on our hands and wait. Hence why I have the other pairs that I'm looking at, due to the fact that this is a Forex pair and it is going to take a little longer to play out, right? Opposed to gold, US30, and those things are going to play out a little faster. So it's nothing wrong with having a slower pair and a faster pair, especially if you're making that transition to unprofitable to break even to profitable. And I'm somewhat in that break even to profitable in between that zone. And that is why I am looking at these two pairs, So we just want to wait right now. We can anticipate a break to the downside, where I did take a loss somewhat around here, where price broke below this zone and price pulled back. So it was just a ugly correction, but price continued bearish. So you do have to take a look and keep an eye out on those things, right? Where if I should have did this, and I would have seen that price just played around this resistance, right? Bullish, bearish, bullish, doji, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, doji, consolidation, bearish, tested. This whole area was just tested. So I could have been more patient, but that is why I have a faster pair on my chart, due to the fact of me and starting to analyze a little bit much faster, and these things are taking a little longer, and I'm kind of like hindering myself. So it's okay. It's all good. We move on to next pair, next chart, next trade, and we just keep going forward. So this is what we're looking for at the moment for GU. We broke down gold, and that is about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Put some money bags in the chat if you use this analysis or any of my previous analysis and made money. Also, I'm about to drop my New York vlog right now. So take a look. Keep an eye out for that. Bloopers, right? And we see you guys in the week. I have another video that I'm breaking down. So I'm doing a series for people that want to get started in trading. So I'm starting from the bottom: swing highs, swing lows, higher highs, higher lows, break of resistance, break of support, structure, all these kind of things, right? So I'm just gonna be putting out a bunch of content. So keep an eye out on those things. Hit the notification bell so you can see all my new videos that I do drop from now on. And that is it, man. Thank you guys for rocking with me, and the breakdown is over.